My playoff predictions were completely wrong, and I am stoked. Toronto FC beat Atlanta United 2-1 to move on to MLS Cup and a date with Seattle. That's right, guys. It's Toronto v Seattle version 3.0. For the third time in 4 years, MLS Cup will be between Toronto FC and the Seattle Sounders. Toronto FC, just a completely magical playoff run they're on right now. Magical run in general. They, going into August, were winless in 8 games, far out of a playoff spot, and have been undefeated in MLS since then, only losing 1 game in all competitions over that whole stretch in the Canadian Championship to Montreal, and have just been on absolute fire. And now in the playoffs, they've beaten Wayne Rooney's DC United, they beat top seed in the East, New York City FC, and they beat Atlanta United in Atlanta, all without Jozy Altidore and their top defender in Omar Gonzalez. It's been just a magical stretch of games for TFC, and really, absolutely no one could have predicted it. This game against Atlanta, though, started off really scary. 4 minutes in, Pity Martinez gets in behind Michael Bradley. He gets a beautiful through ball to him. He gets on a run, goes in on Westberg. Then Gressel came running in, gets the pass over to Gressel. Gressel taps it into a wide open net. 1-0 Atlanta United right off the bat. Then 6 minutes later, 10th minute, Pity Martinez again running into the box. Michael Bradley gets up, gets an arm maybe on him, maybe he missed and Pity Martinez just went down, but the ref calls a penalty. And they don't check with VAR, stays a penalty. I'm not sure, that was a little weak of a call for me. But on the penalty, Josef Martinez takes it, and Quentin Westberg, diving right, gets his hand on it, stops it, keeps TFC in the game. Quentin Westberg, all season, has been TFC's MVP. When they were bad pre-August, he was keeping them in games, and now in the playoffs, he's been keeping them in pretty much every game. In the DC game, he was huge in the MVP, pretty good in the New York City FC game, and then that save right there against Josef Martinez probably saved Toronto FC's playoff run. And after that stop, TFC was quick to respond with Nicolas Benezet on the left-hand side, dribbles around the defender, gets the shot up from the top of the box with his right foot, curls it far post to tie the game 1-1. And then after that, the game slowed down a little. It was very tight-knit. Atlanta was dominating the play, though, and seemed to be controlling possession. And for the rest of the half, Atlanta had some chances. TFC was kind of staying back a bit. Atlanta was dominating the play, but no one could score, and we ended the first half 1-1. And then for most of the second half, it's more of the same. Atlanta controlling the ball, Atlanta controlling possession. Toronto FC just not really getting much going. Made some early substitutions, getting Richie Laray in for Sebastian Endo, getting Nick DeLeon in for Nicolas Benezet, and then in the 78th minute, Nick DeLeon has the ball at the top of the box. He's got 2 Atlanta United defenders behind him. He's got nowhere really to turn. Takes a step back, turns around, gets him some space in the middle of the field, and just shoots, and what a screamer. Nick DeLeon, top left, he only scores screamers, and it puts TFC up 2-1. Honestly, if you had to tell me a guy who is going to be the guy scoring huge, big goals and all of them being crazy screamers for TFC in the playoffs, I would not have picked Nick DeLeon. What a playoff run he's having. What a super sub he has been for us this playoff run. Nick DeLeon just becoming a huge, so important part of this Toronto FC team, and gets what ended up being the game-winning goal. And then for the remaining 10 plus minutes plus stoppage time, TFC defending. There were some scary moments from Atlanta United, but Quentin Westberg was good when he had to be. The defense just shut everything down, got some big stops, and TFC held on to beat Atlanta 2-1 and move on to MLS Cup. And with that, in 2 Sundays, Toronto FC and Seattle Sounders will play for a third MLS Cup final, the third time these 2 teams have met in 4 years. This time it's in Seattle. It's been in Toronto the past 2 times. It's the first time we're going out west to Seattle to play them. And it should be an absolutely fantastic game, as it always is when TFC and Seattle play in MLS Cup. This time should be interesting because Seattle's probably not going to sit back at home, and TFC has proven this season that sitting back is not really their strong suit. They work better when they have the ball. So it should be a very high-flying game. It should be a lot more goals than these 2 teams have accustomed us to in recent MLS Cup Finals. I don't see this being a 0-0 going into penalty shootout or a tight 1-0, 2-0 game. I see both teams scoring, both teams getting chances, both teams pushing to be the team that wins this game in regulation. And I think that this will probably be the best TFC Seattle final we have gotten yet. TFC have just made an absolutely magical playoff run right here. I don't think we need Altidore to do this. We can possibly win this without Jozy Altidore, and that would be absolutely crazy. To get this far in MLS without your top designated player striker, to basically have gotten this far without any strikers at all, it's just absolutely incredible. The fact that all our midfielders seem to be pitching together to get us goals, despite the fact that we don't have a striker. All season I was complaining about our lack of a second striker, and this team has just adapted to not having a player to be that designated striker, to be the designated finisher, and they've just adapted with a whole bunch of goals coming from a whole bunch of different angles, and it's been absolutely incredible. I think they can do it without Jozy Altidore. If Jozy Altidore comes back, it's a completely different game. Now, I don't know how I would feel about Greg Vanney throwing in a not fully healthy Jozy Altidore into this game, because right now I feel like a not 100% Jozy Altidore may actually harm this team with how they've been playing recently. I say if Jozy Altidore is back, if he's 100%, if he's ready, put him in. If not, I don't think this is the game to have a not 100% Jozy Altidore playing. Yes, I know what he is to this team, and I know he adds so much ability, and he's our only real striker on this squad, but this team's found a way to win without an extra striker. So if Jozy Altidore is not ready to go right now, I say don't play him. But whatever happens, Jozy or no Jozy, TFC has a chance to win MLS Cup. After the season we had last year did not even seem possible. Hell, even in August, this didn't seem possible. We had to fight tooth and nail just to get in the playoffs and just to get a single home playoff game. And now we've won 2 straight road playoff games. If we win 3 in a row, this will probably go down as one of the most magical playoff runs in MLS history. So regardless of what happens, Toronto-Seattle, it should be an absolutely fantastic game. But yeah, that does it for this video. Hit like if you like it, hit subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. Follow me on Twitter, link is down below in the description, and I will see you next time.